Hello again viewer, and welcome once again to Plan of Film. We're back in the dark room. It's another Lith printing session. Again we're going to be using the Nova deep tank processor. That's been working well. Today we're going to use the old brown method. What that means is we'll keep about 25% of exhausted developer in the tank, top it off with fresh solution, ready for the new session. So we'll see how that turns out. That'll be interesting. First of all though, we'll get some dev mixed up, get it into the tank, and while it's warming up we'll get some negs on the light box, find a suitable neg, get it in the enlarger, and we'll do some Lith printing. Here's our chosen negative, taken quite a while back. It's from the ongoing project documenting the railway wagons down in the Yorkshire Dales. The Lith process seems to suit these negatives particularly well, so we'll get this one on the enlarger, get a test print done, and move on from there. Here we go, find out the fine focusing, nice and easy on the elaborator with the extended focusing arm. What I like to do is just give the neg carrier a little jiggle, just so it will make sure that neg's settled down, and hopefully it'll stop any neg popping, stop the neg popping out of focus. So jiggle that around a little bit, check the focus again, just rattle in and out. That seems fine, and I think we'll be pretty good to go from there. Okay, here we are, test print in. We've done a 15 and a 30-second exposure. Again we're running at about 30 degrees in the Nova processor, nice and consistent. The only difference here is we're using replenished old brown developer rather than an entirely fresh batch of dev, so it'll be interesting to see how these come up. Tones are just starting to show now, and we're coming up to a minute. So generally a little bit slower. A minute and a half there. It's looking like the 30-second exposure. We've got 15 seconds down here. Can't really see it on the test strip, but it was the roof that I was a bit concerned about on the railway hut there. Get some tone and detail into that. We've gone on to 2¼ minutes. I'm going to let that run a little bit further. That detail is just, yeah, that's coming up lovely now. 2½ minutes, we'll pull it at that. Into the stop, quick dunk in the stop. Into the fix, slush the fix, and we'll get the room light on and have a look. Well, that's looking quite nice. See if we can get you to see there a bit more. Yeah, we've got lots of rich blacks. This is what I was looking for though, this lovely tone in the roof of the railway hut. Yep, want to run on. Difficult to see on this test strip, but his bottom, not the bottom half, because I had the test print masked off at a bit of an angle, so there's about 15 seconds over here, 30 seconds over here, and I think we'll run with 30 seconds on the full size print. Here we go, full size print. Darkroom printing can be quite intuitive. It's nice to keep a bit of consistency and a bit of science to it, I suppose. But it's nice. It's nice to employ a little bit of intuition under the enlarger. And what I've done here, looking at the test print, I've shaded down the bottom half of the print where all those rocks are. You can see that coming up now. I've shaded that, or dodged it. I've dodged this area across here, just on and off like that, not masking it off completely, just in and out under the enlarger light, just to pull down the exposure a little bit for about 15 seconds of the exposure, just to hold those rocks from going completely black. It is quite a contrasty scene. We're a minute and a half in. We went 2.5 minutes with the test strip, so we'll try and stick to that. These tones are developing quite rapidly, the blacks. Looking for detail in the sky there though. We didn't have that over on the test print area, so we are flying by the seat of our pants a little bit on that, but looks like we've got a bit of tone in there. I'm looking for the detail coming back in the corrugated sheet steel on the roof of this railway wagon, and that's coming back in. We've gone over the 2.5 minutes. Not too worried about that. 2:45. I'm going to let this go a bit longer. Certainly I think this old brown replenished developer is a little bit slower. Of course you jump between dev time and exposure. That's the nature of the beast with Lith. 3.5 minutes, and that's a doer. Stop. I'm finding at these higher temperatures you really have got to watch this snatch point. And get it into stop path. Stop all development. And then fix. We'll slosh it around in the fix for a while. And then we'll get the roam light on and inspect it in the tree under some roam light. What have we got initially? We've certainly got contrast. Right, we'll get that in there. I usually transfer these into another tray with fixer in, just to make sure we're absolutely fixed out. So we'll do that now. Well, here we are on the tray. First thoughts. I'm certainly glad I've held this area back here, just over on these rocks. The only thing I'll say is that sky is a bit weak at the top there. There is detail in there, there is tone in there. You can just see that against the border of the print, and the print will dry down. I think that would be okay, but I think I'm going to do another print. I'm going to do exactly the same where I shaded these rocks at the bottom here. I think I'll just burn that top skyline in for about a further 15 seconds. Well, here we are on the fixer tray. Just give that a little bit more time to fix out, and it is looking a nice subtle improvement. There's a fraction more detail in that tone in the sky. I held back on those rocks as I intuitively did in the first print, just on and off between the 15-second exposure. I just in and out, just shaded that area, just so we got some of these lovely specular highlights coming up in the back of these rocks here, torn across the top of the rock here. I didn't want to lose that, so that was just shaded off, and we've burnt that sky down. Definitely happy with that. Doesn't look much, but there's a lovely defined tone around the border there, so I think that's a go. Just for a quick comparison between the two prints, there's a little bit more detail in the tone here, but the main thing I was looking for was just to have this little bit more detail in the tone in the sky, which I hope you can see there. If you just follow the print border up the side there, we're starting to lose the sky a little bit. It's there, but on the second print it's much more defined, so yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll get those in the wash. Final rinse off before we get that into the dryer. And yeah, that's looking good. We've got some lovely tone in the sky on the top there, difficult to see on the camera. Very happy with the detail that we've got coming out on those boulders and rocks down at the foreground there. I'm loving this detail in this corrugated sheet on this railway wagon. Yeah, once again, very happy with that one. See you on the next one.